All right. This is Dr. Norm McVeigh here with Sharon, who is the client, myself being the coach. And here we are to do some tapping. This is the HRV device here, which is a heart rate variability monitor, which I'll be using. You may hear the pings as it changes frequencies and changes stress indications and such like that. So I've got that right here for myself to see it, and I'll call out some of the reads. It's too hard to get that on camera and us as well at the same time. All right, so we're working with Sharon here, and this session is called, a little background here. So we're working on psychosomatic conditions that Sharon's had, and we're working on disabling those and releasing those. We've gotten some really good results in the last sessions that we've done. This session is called Decision by Condition, and this is about deciding what to do in your life according to how your condition presents itself. And the condition presents itself according to what you want to get out of. And I think that that says it pretty well. So we're working on psychological reversal. Right now Sharon's in the red here, and so when it goes blue, it'll be 50% truth, green 100% truth, heart coherence. And so we're looking for reading issues that give a green or coherence, because we'll know those are core issues and we can work on those. And so, all right, Sharon, anything you'd like to say before we start?
Well, I still would like to dismantle the mechanisms that keep me from making conscious choices. So that's my commitment now. And several of the devices that I use are forms of illnesses. I have a condition that affects my balance. It's a vestibular condition, and I allow that to guide me and make my decisions for me. I use illnesses such as flus and colds to make decisions for me when I won't be responsible to make my own decisions in my life. This way I'm rendered ineffective and helpless. I can't do anything, and I have to let the illness or the condition decide for me because I can't make the decision myself. And I'm really fed up with and ready to release this. It's been a lifelong pattern, and I've had enough of it. I'm 71 years old, and I feel the possibility that I can release this with the work with you.
All right. So it started out, it stayed red most of the earlier time because the person's psychologically reversed. They say they want to release the condition. The reason why it stays in the red is because it's not true. Their subconscious, which this is reading, is saying, hell no, I don't want to release this condition. This is my friend. This is my savior. This is what helps me out. So if the person tells you they're ready to release the condition and you're getting a red indication, all that's saying is the person's reversed. Now this goes into the blue. What that means essentially is the person starting to it went back red. She'd go, maybe I might want to release this. And then, oh hell no, I'm not going to get rid of this. Are you kidding me? It's too good. So my friend, the condition.
Yes, I have some conflict about it.
Yeah, so this is Sharon talked about this earlier. It's called working at cross purposes. There's one purpose that wants to release the condition, and another purpose, which is quite large, embedded in the subconscious, that wants to keep the condition. Now, it went blue here means that she knows exactly what I'm talking about there, and she's going, oh, maybe I'm, a little back and forth, but it may not, usually doesn't stay blue for terribly long, or it doesn't go green, because the person's got a tremendous investment in keeping it the way it is. So what Sharon's doing, that went back to red, so it comes and it goes, so to speak. When it's summoned, it comes.
And one of the things we looked at is who would I be without the condition? And that can be pretty frightening if I can't imagine a result. And so far, since this has been a lifelong issue, I haven't been able to imagine myself how I would be without illness determining my actions in my life. I'm still working on that.
I understand. All right. So, alrighty. So we'll do tapping here, and you can also put your hand on a speaker that has the energy field of white light played with it. But for this session here, we're going to just do it as tapping. But there's other ways of approaching it. Okay, so here we go. I have this friendly condition.
I have this friendly condition.
And it comes when it's needed.
It comes when it's needed.
And it goes when it wants to.
And it goes when it wants to.
But maybe I'm really the one that dismisses it.
Well, maybe I'm willing to be the one that dismisses it.
I have this friendly
I
condition,
have this friendly condition.
and it helps me out a lot.
It helps me out a lot.
Okay, sure does. Went from blue to green. So it's sure, the truth is, it really does help her out a lot. That's really what's so about this. That's what's so about this more than anything else we've talked about during this session. It really helps her out a lot. No kidding. Okay, so it helps me out a lot.
It helps me out a lot.
And we'll do the sore spot here. And it really is who I am.
It's really who I am.
And it's just very beneficial.
It's very beneficial.
And I'm not planning on letting it go.
And I'm not planning on letting it go.
And if I did,
And if I did,
I replace it with another condition.
I replace it with another condition.
Got went from blue to green on that. So she'd replace it with another condition. So that's what you got to know here is when the one set of symptoms disappears, another set of symptoms will show up because the condition underneath has not been alleviated. Okay? And that's still blue indicating, yeah, that's pretty true. Okay. So there's a core mechanism,
There's a core mechanism,
and I think it might be me,
and I think it might be me
that makes this happen.
that makes this happen.
It happens on my own willpower.
It happens on my own willpower.
Now we're saying it happens on her own willpower, but it's red, which means she doesn't get that's really so. That's not coherent within her heart. She's just saying that because I'm saying that. At some point in the session, she'll say it and it'll resonate with her heart, and that's where we get the release and the responsibility. Okay, so this session, this incident, and this incident, and this mechanism
and this mechanism
comes and goes
comes and goes
when I want it to.
when I want it to.
It's very obedient.
It's very obedient.
And the hardest thing for me
And the hardest thing for me
is to say that I've created it.
is to say that I've created it.
And the easiest thing for me
And the easiest thing for me
is to say it created itself,
is to say it created itself.
and it has a life of its own.
And it has a life of its own.
Because that grants it the power to persist.
Because that grants it the power to persist.
And I can give my power to it,
And I can give my power to
and it
it.
can run my life.
And it can run my life.
Okay, see, we got green on that one. Giving power to it so it can run my life. That's exactly what's going on here.
And I'm still doing that.
And she still does it. But I'm doing it more consciously
But
now.
I'm doing it more consciously. I recognize it when I do it. That's something.
Yes, and I'm dismantling the condition
And I'm dismantling the condition
piece by piece,
piece by piece.
and it's getting less,
And it's getting less.
and I'm getting more.
And I'm getting more.
All right, so good. So though we haven't got exactly the indications we're looking at, we got enough of those to go from the reversal to incorporate some low emotional vibration statements into this and work her up the scale. Okay? My condition,
My condition,
it's not going to go away.
it's not going to go away.
I don't think it will.
I don't think it will.
It's been here for so long
It's been here for so long
that I just don't know what to do about it.
that I just don't know what to do about it.
It's a condition,
It's a condition.
and I found it exists in the medical books.
And I found it exists in the medical books even.
So I couldn't be creating it.
So I couldn't be creating it.
Look at this, we got green. So she's really buying into this one. We're paralleling the subconscious. The subconscious is saying, this is in the medical books, this is a condition, there's nothing I can do about it, it's nothing to do with my consciousness. Okay, so it's nothing to do with my
It's
consciousness.
nothing to do with my consciousness.
I didn't create it,
I didn't create it.
don't know where it came
I
from,
don't know where it came from.
and I've made medical history,
I've made medical history.
because I have a condition that nothing can be done about.
Because I have a condition nothing can be done
The
about.
medical doctors don't have an answer.
The medical doctors don't have an answer.
We got blue on that, so that's halfway true for her. She's kind of, their subconscious is kind of going, yeah, that's right, it can't be cured. Okay, so there's no answer in the medical books.
There's no answer in the medical books.
Don't know what to do about
I
it,
don't know what to do about it.
but sometimes I start to think
But sometimes I start to think,
that maybe I'm creating it somehow.
but maybe I'm creating it somehow.
It's a very friendly condition.
It's a very friendly condition.
And the good news,
And the good news,
if I don't have one condition,
if I don't have one condition,
I got another one.
I got another one.
So I'll always have a condition
So I'll always have a condition
that'll show up when needed.
that will show up when needed.
Now, the more I get a green or blue light on her, the better it'll be. I'm not getting blue and red lights on her now, so I'm running a little too high on the gradient probably, or a little too low, and I got to kind of fish a little bit and find out exactly where I want to be with her to be able to get it. But I'll get back to it. But you kind of, sometimes you're on and sometimes you're not. But you fish around till you get a fish, and then you pull it up and away you go. So every once in a while, I think I create this,
Every once in a while, I think I create this.
and I think I might.
And I think I might.
Okay, let's try it this way. I create the condition.
I create the condition.
Okay, so we got red light on it. Let's just try a couple more things. I'm responsible for the condition.
I'm responsible for the condition.
Blue light. This is a lead in. Now it went to green. Look at this. So I'm responsible for the condition is a lead in that we could use. So I'm responsible for the condition.
I'm responsible for the condition.
It is in my consciousness it lives,
It's in my consciousness that it lives,
and I'm experiencing it,
and I'm experiencing it,
and it has something to do with my intentions.
and it has something to do with my
It's
intentions.
something to do with my responsibility.
It has something to do with my
And
responsibility.
I'd really like to be responsible for it.
I really would like to be responsible for
I know I
it.
am.
I know I am.
I just like to feel that I'm responsible for
I'd
it.
like to feel that I'm responsible for it, and I have some power with it.
Yes.
Because I felt powerless with it. Even though I know I'm creating it, I don't feel the power to change that. That's the big thing.
Yep. And in order for it to go away,
And in order for it to go away,
I have to take responsibility for it.
I have to take responsibility for
And
it.
that's really tough to do,
And that's really tough to do.
because the more payoff I get,
Because the more payoff I get,
the less responsible I want to be.
the less responsible I want to be.
But I can feel myself creating the condition
But I can feel myself creating the condition
and holding it in place
and holding it in
and
place
affirming it.
and affirming it.
And on some level of me, whether I acknowledge it or not,
And some level of me, whether I acknowledge it or not,
whether I want to be responsible or not,
whether I want to be responsible or not,
I know it's being created by that.
I know it's being created by that.
There's an active part of my subconscious
There's an active part of my subconscious
that brings me these symptoms
that brings me these symptoms
on demand,
on demand,
and I want to take
and I
responsibility
want
for
to
it.
take responsibility for it.
And sometimes I think I don't know how,
And sometimes I think I don't know how,
but I want to learn how. I want to learn how
but I want to learn how
because I don't want to suffer from this condition.
because I don't want to suffer from this condition.
Okay, we call this condition decision by condition.
We call this condition decision by condition.
This condition decides my life,
This decision, this condition decides my life.
and it tells me what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do.
It tells me what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do.
And I'm getting tired of that,
I'm getting tired of that,
and I want to move on to something better.
and I want to move on to something better.
I'm willing to move on to something better.
I'm willing to move on to something better.
So we got a red light on that. It's not willing yet to move on to something better.
Or maybe it's getting kind of flat, because inside when I do the numbers from 1 to 10, it's a real low number now. I mean, since we've done one session on this already, I don't feel the charge with it that I did. It feels more, nah, I know it. Now I just got to keep tapping on it. Just keep tapping on it and just keep acknowledging it when it shows up. Keep telling the truth about it. That's what I feel the work is now. And that we were going to do a list of tapping on the various symptoms, payoffs, everything, to just keep running it out, running it out, running it out.
Good, so we got a green light on that. So what I was doing was essentially overrunning, and I wasn't getting the green or blue light the way I wanted, but when Sharon went into the fact that what she just did, we got a green light, and the green light persists.
Yeah.
And so this is the direction to go. That indicates
And the thing is,
the
we
true
had
path.
done one session on it already, so it wasn't like it was new territory to me. And we got tremendous gain out of the other session. This one was to just delve into every little place where it hides.
That's great. Okay, so take up that and read the first one.
Okay. See, the symptoms of the condition when it shows up. Shall I tap on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so lead the tap.
Okay, so it shows up as fatigue.
Mhm.
It shows up as frustration. It shows up as depression. It shows up as self-pity. It shows up as a bid for sympathy. It shows up as guilt. Terrific guilt shows up from a conflict of wanting to do two things at one time. That's how it shows up with guilt. It shows up a lot of tiredness, a lot of symptoms like cold symptoms, sore throats, nausea, lots of headaches. Shows up as headaches is the big one that I use.
Got the best read there on headaches.
I use headaches for everything I want to get out of, everything I don't want to face. So, I mean, when that shows up right away, I know I'm not telling the truth somewhere when I get a headache.
Yep.
I've overextended myself, I'm tired, I'm type A, I'm trying to do things when I don't want to do them. I'm conflicted. I want to do them. I don't want to do them. I want to do them. I don't want to do them. This is what you pointed out to me in the last session. So these are the symptoms that show up: the headaches, the nausea, the fatigue, the dizziness,
Good.
all somatic, but psychologically depressed and frustrated and angry.
Good. Okay, so we got the best read on headache. So that's our entrance into it.
Okay.
So I've got a headache.
I got a headache.
I'm really joyous.
I'm really joyous.
Yes.
Oh
Because
no!
now I can get out of something.
Now I can get out of something.
Don't believe me, believe the device. Well, here it is, it's blue.
I know.
Okay, went to blue.
I know. I use it for that.
You saw it when she started laughing like that, you knew she was busted, didn't you?
I know. It's just, and the headache reminds me that I'm not telling the truth.
Yeah, my headache is my superhero.
My headache is my superhero. How did you say my new best friend?
My new best friend. It gets me out of things.
It gets me out of things when I'm too type A.
Yeah, I've had it all my life.
I've had headaches all my life.
You can really say my headache is my best friend from childhood.
You can say my headache is my best friend from childhood.
It shows up right on time,
It shows up right on time.
and I don't have to take responsibility for anything.
And I don't have to take responsibility for what my conflict is right
Yeah,
then.
my headache puts me to bed.
My headache puts me to
It
bed.
gets me out of a social action.
It gets me out of social action. It makes me slow
I
down.
slow down.
I rest.
I have to take time off.
I have to rest. I have to take time off.
It comes in and does all the things I'm unwilling to do.
It comes in and does all the things I'm unwilling to do. And if I have an appointment or something I need to do that I don't want to do, well, the headache, especially the migraine, everyone understands. If I have a migraine, I have to stop everything, right?
Yes, it's a very useful solution. Okay, I think we've run that one fairly flat at this
Okay.
point, so let's go on with your list.
Okay, let's see. Well, you have adjectives to describe it.
And why I moved on with that one is we were getting a pretty consistent red light when she was running the negative on it. It wasn't showing true anymore. And when I just mentioned that, she went to blue light indicating that's true.
Yeah. I'm not sure how adjective differs from symptoms.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Let's go on to the
It's
next.
helpful,
Alright.
it's kind, it's loving, it's caring, it's disruptive, it's painful. Those are all adjectives.
Yes, now that's where we got blue light on that, so we're getting into some good
Painful.
stuff there. Yeah, painful, but those we got a number of reads on that one. So
Yeah.
that's what's so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah, I mean, I have a kind of sympathy toward it too, because I know it's trying to help me when I don't help myself.
okay. So say I'm willing to get over those headaches.
I'm willing to get over those headaches.
I'm willing to quit using them.
I'm willing to quit using them. Am I?
Actually, I don't care if she's willing to get over them, really. I just want to know that she's going to quit using them.
Okay.
And we didn't get a read on that, so
I mean,
it's
you're
still
not
around.
going to quit using them.
These things are my headache's still too useful to give up.
Oh no, I hate to say that. My headaches are still too useful to give up.
I still have a part of me that wants to hold on to them.
I still have a part of me that wants to hold on to them, that thinks that I won't do the appropriate thing in my life without the headache helping me. That's what it feels like, the truth.
Perfect. You see, I went on to blue light there. So we're getting into some good stuff here. So there's still a dependency upon this headache to get value out of it.
Yeah.
It's still a friendly condition. So you've got a green on that, on a friendly condition. It's still a friendly condition of value, but it doesn't have as much perceived value as it used to have. Now we'll go ahead.
This HRV is so perfect because sometimes I don't know when I'm telling the truth or not, but it always knows, which is different from the other session work I've done. I mean, it's been hit or miss or guess and hope that I hit it, but here I just notice it will light up sometimes when I think that I'm, really the opposite is happening, and it isn't.
Yeah, it really reads heart coherence. It tells you whether you're being straight with your subconscious or not.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to your next part of your list.
Okay, now you gave me this, beingness. What do you mean by that?
I don't know.
You don't
I don't remember what it was. Right here. This was.
What does beingness mean?
Well, okay. So my condition
My condition
is a beingness.
Is it beingness?
I be my condition.
Oh, I be my condition. It be's me.
It be's me.
Okay.
And I'm so identified with it,
Oh, I'm so identified with it.
I think it's me.
I think it's me.
As a matter of fact, at some level it is.
As a matter of fact, at some level, it's taken over from me,
Yeah.
hasn't it?
Yeah, I present it to the world.
I present it to the world.
It's like clothing that I wear.
It's like clothing that I wear. It's like an identity I have.
Yeah, if I were to look in the mirror, I'd see my headache.
Yeah, I am my headache. That's what I think. When I have the headache, I feel like I am my headache.
Good. Okay. Let's see. We're just going to get we're going to see what the read is on that. I thought I heard a bing there. It gives a volume readout too. But the indication here is to go on to the next one.
Okay, so this is part of the series, having this. It's something that I have, that I need. Is that what you
Yes.
mean by that?
Yes. Now, what she just said that went blue, which is an indication that we're getting into some good stuff here. So go ahead with that,
Okay.
please.
Well, I mean, I have this condition because I have to have it, because I need it, because I can't live without it, because I will make mistakes, because I don't know how to make correct decisions, because I have to have it because I'm helpless a lot. I have to have it because I'm weak a lot. I'm confused a lot. I have mental confusion a lot. So it's something I have to have. I can't do without it.
Okay, good. We were still red light on that, which means not enough stuff on that. We didn't get a core issue, so on we go. What's the next
Okay.
one? This way we're not wasting client time.
Doing this.
Okay.
I use it to do the things I need to do. Now that's really true.
Yeah. No doubt you got a blue light on that because of the client laughing, rather revealing laugh.
I mean, when I
Green light.
don't want to see somebody, when I don't want to go somewhere, I just manifest the condition. I don't have to do anything. I
Right.
can weasel my way out of it.
Yeah.
And then they feel sorry for me even. So I get another payoff. I get attention and I get sympathy, as well as getting out of something by the back door.
This is rich territory here. We just struck a big vein in the mind, and the doing this was the strongest of all those. And the payoff that was just that Sharon just mentioned was the strongest and the most core of all that.
And that's one of the big reasons I haven't wanted to give it up. Because without it, I'd have to be straight with myself and with others. And that's very hard because I lie all the time. I lie to myself, I lie to other people. I say yes when I mean no.
Yeah, so the headache kind of manages the social calendar.
Yes, it does.
Good, okay, very nice. Let's go on to the next one.
Okay. Oh, payoff. Well, I've been saying the payoffs.
Yeah,
That gets a lot of payoffs.
payoffs are real.
Yeah, payoffs are real. And one of the big payoffs is I get to rest and do nothing without feeling guilty about it. Because I'm a type A, and when I don't do things, I feel guilty. So this is a way out of guilt. That's a big payoff. I get to release guilt. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Nicely blue and green there for quite a while. So, we're good. And so,
I feel dizzy when I say that.
right, when
Whoa.
I feel sick,
When I feel sick,
I get to go to bed and rest.
I get to go to bed and rest. Otherwise, I won't go to bed and rest.
Yeah,
You know that.
Yeah, I couldn't just will it.
I couldn't just will it or do it. What would people think about me?
Right, it's not okay for me to just rest.
It's not okay for me to just rest.
But with my condition,
But with my
it's
condition,
very okay.
it's okay because I have to.
Yeah, it gives
I have
me
no choice.
immediate time off.
It gives me immediate time off, and
Yeah.
I have no choice about it.
Yeah.
It runs me.
Now, sometime in my life,
And sometime in my life,
I'm going to move up to the position
I'm going to move up to the position
that I can just take time off myself.
that I can take time off myself, that I can be an adult, and that I can actually make my own decisions.
Yes, and that is going to be when my condition releases,
And that's going to be when my condition releases.
because I won't have the need anymore.
Because I won't have the need anymore.
See how it's green through the whole run here, especially we say I won't have the need anymore. So when I can guiltlessly take time off,
When I can guiltlessly take time off,
I can have my life.
I can have my life. I have a huge breath release with that out of my body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to practice that, honestly. I got to practice it. It's so foreign to me. You understand?
I do. And notice how we've been getting a green light more and more and more and more. This is the time I would call an end to the session.
Okay.
She's brightened up. She's laughing. She's got the idea. She has a direction
I feel
for the
release
future.
in my body. I feel down to a zero.
That's phenomenal.
Wow.
Just phenomenal. She sees what she needs to do in the future. She acknowledges that condition is there, how it's there, what it's doing there. And we got green and blue lights throughout this entire last part of it. So I acknowledge you for taking responsibility for that.
Yes, thank you.
Sure, that's really phenomenal. And you can see out there in video land how the HRV monitor works. And though it's a little crude that I hold it up to you in this way, and I don't have cameras magnifying it and screens and all that, I think you still can clearly get the idea is when you see those lights and you correlate that with client indicators, it tells you exactly what's going on. And Sharon's most demonstrative, and we can go down a list of issues and find the one we want to move in on without wasting your time moving it on something else. That's how we get something done in 20 minutes or however long the session is, where we could be without this 25, 30 minutes fishing and fumbling and running issues that really don't work that much. Of course, you always want to run this on everything, but the real key is find the ones that really need it and run it on that, and then you can do it. And otherwise, you're kind of going blind without radar, without sonar and such like that. You're kind of, trying to map the subconscious without being able to really use your instrumentation to find the issues. They're there, and you can see them read. Okay.
Thank you, Norm.
Hey, Sharon, that was great. Once again, phenomenal. Okay, so there you are, and you can get an idea how this works. And this can be a good tap along too, by the way. I'm going to encode this with white light and tap along with this and return and come to our website. I'm Dr. Norm McVeigh, and this is client Sharon, and we're at CoherentCoachingInstitute.com. So come and see us. See you next session.